as of the 9th of December, industry tentpole, major industry player Skat-Trak has closed its watercraft division. They are no longer making pumps. They are no longer making impellers. They are no longer making anything watercraft related. And I'm going to read this letter. It's from President Greg Stewart. And he says, "It is with heavy hearts that we inform you that Skat-Trak has decided to stop the production of our personal watercraft impellers, pumps, nozzles, intake grates, and accessories. Our last day of sales for watercraft product will be on Friday, December 9th, 2012. Unfortunately, we will continue to offer our Skat-Trak line of paddle tires for sand use. The decision to close this portion of our business was not easy, but due to lack of sales, overseas production, the poor economy, we could no longer justify the continuation and cost of production. Over the years, Skat-Trak has enjoyed the relationships with our customers, racers, sponsored riders, and the sport of personal watercraft racing. We are extremely proud of all that we have accomplished and could not have been more grateful to those who believed in us. Skat-Trak could not have been as successful as it was without your loyalty and business. We wish you all the best in your continued success. Sincerely, Greg." Again, this was issued on the 9th. A lot of people did not know about this. I did not know about this. And I am very, very sad to see that Skat-Trak is no longer producing any sort of watercraft product. I grew up with Skat-Trak products. I grew up going out to Skat-Trak. I've toured Skat-Trak. I've been at the facility probably 3 times. And Michelle has been a fantastic representative of Skat-Trak for years and a massive fan of the watercraft racing community. And it is just very, very sad to see these brands go away. R&D Racing, then obviously the death of Bill Chapin, the acquisition of HydroTurf, and of course now Skat-Trak, and it just seems to be going that way. Now, I do know that the absolute impossibility of running an aluminum foundry in California, especially a small one that does limited runs, was exhaustively cost prohibitive. California had levied regulations upon Skat-Trak and other small foundries. It wasn't just they weren't singled out, but they made it so impossible for them to run a business. It was almost malicious. They had a 48-hour window, if I recall. They had a 48-hour window to after a rain in California, which it doesn't rain often, to collect rainwater runoff from their facility and get it to a laboratory to test for toxic chemicals. And once they paid for this laboratory test, then they had to submit the results to a environmental board within the government of California, the state of California. And this board had to arbitrarily decide whether those toxin levels were too high or too low. And it just continued to be awful. So my heart goes out to the Stewart family and all those employees. I am very, very sorry to see Skat-Trak go. The innovations that Skat-Trak made, the absolute innovations, groundbreaking innovations that these guys came up with. All right, the dual impellers for all the floating boards, all the fly boards, adjustable drop nozzles, adjustable nozzles, variations of impeller pitch. Kawasaki was using Skat-Trak almost exclusively for testing and developing product. Skat-Trak played a major role in bringing watercraft to where we are today. So again, I am sorry to see them go. and it just bums me out.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. This clip was taken from our weekly podcast that we record here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the whole video, you can go to the Watercraft Journal's YouTube channel, go to playlists, and then click on live sessions. You're going to see it there. Otherwise, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. And again, thanks again for watching our videos, and we hope to see you soon.